Hey, good morning. I haven't seen you in a minute. Ha, awfully good to see you. Anywho, I know I haven't been around the last couple weeks, but hey, that's okay, cause today, all that rhymed. We're talking about why I'm leaving Colorado. Let's go! We're still at my house. I guess in retrospect, that B-roll was a little misleading. It's so hot, why did I... Okay! Like I said, today is going to be about why I am leaving Colorado. Little housekeeping first though. This is my first video in a couple weeks. I haven't seen you guys in a minute. And that's just because this house has been my main priority. You know this if you've watched my last couple vlogs. If you haven't, I will link one right there, right now. Or is it right there? I will link one in this general area. So first of all, before we even get started here, I just want to say I've been sort of pushing these house vlogs a little too hard. So this is the last house vlog. This is going to be more of a conversation. It's not really going to be a vlog so much, but I'm still going to sort of count it as a vlog and it'll go in the vlog playlist and all that good stuff. This will be the last one. No more house vlogs until I am physically out of this house. I kind of feel like since this isn't going to be my house soon, I kind of feel weird shooting videos in it now. So outside of me leaving this house when I actually sell it, which could be months from now, I think I'm just gonna skip the house vlogs and stuff. I've sort of documented what I kind of wanted to document. Before I leave, we'll take one last look around this house. That'll be more for me than it will be to share with you guys, but if any of you care, it'll be there. And then the last one other thing that I wanted to say is the next video that you guys see will be a Mike the Finder episode. If you are new around here, there are two different sort of things that I do. I do vlogs over here, which are sort of like this. They're conversations. They're me documenting where I am at this point in my life. They're just sort of me doing the regular vlog thing, right? And then there are Mike the Finder episodes, which I think most of you have come for. If you're new here, I have not abandoned the Mike the Finder episode format. The Mike the Finder episodes are my absolute main focus for this channel. It's just been my life is absolute chaos with this house right now, and I have had zero time to put into going out to places and actually shooting those episodes. So more Mike the Finder episodes are coming. I promise. This will be the last vlog for a little bit, I think. I really want to start focusing on the episodes more. I love going to weird, kitschy, awesome, weird, awesome, nerdy, crazy, weird, awesome places. And I think the reason that most of you have subscribed is because I go to weird, awesome, crazy, kitschy, nerdy places. Just so everyone knows, I have not abandoned the Mike the Finder episodes. But if you're not a subscriber, I guess none of that really matters to you. So let's just get to it. Why I am leaving Colorado. Number one, there was a very specific reason that I moved to Colorado. It's been 5 years, and what I wanted 5 years ago is not what I want now. I think that is the most important reason than anything else. When you move to a new place, let me move this up. When you move to a new place, you're not only moving the location that you reside in. That sounds weird. I don't know why I said it like that, but I did. Let's move on. You're changing your lifestyle, and Colorado has a very specific lifestyle. I really liked that lifestyle when I first moved here. Just over the years, like I said, what I wanted when I moved here is not what I want now. As some of you may know, I used to make music, and I do not make music anymore. I actually stopped doing that. But when I stopped making music, it changed the focus of my entire life, right? When I was making music, it was music. That was it. One of the reasons I moved to Colorado, again, there were many, but one of the reasons I did move here was because of the music. What I want now is different from what I wanted when I moved here. Number 2, the weather. Now, when you move to Colorado, you expect the weather to be snowy and sort of, cold and icy and all of this stuff for half the year. From my experience, it's more like 9 months out of the year. The summer is very, very short. Spring and fall here are fantastic. They're my favorite time of year here, but they're really, really short. I loved it the first couple years whenever we moved here. And I'd say about a year and a half ago, I just sort of got to the point where I was kind of like, I don't like being cold and wet and snowed on all the time. Again, this just sort of goes back to number 1. What I wanted when I moved here is not what I want now. The weather just started to grate on me. And it's as simple as that. You may love it in Colorado. Yeah. Number 3, the location. Again, this sort of goes back to reason number 1. I think most of these do. The location is not ideal for me. I like to go on weird road trips. I like to go see weird museums and all of that kind of stuff. And when you're locked down by weather so often, it makes it really, really difficult to do that. And not to mention, there are some beautiful places not only in Colorado, but in the surrounding area. But it's just not the sort of stuff that I'm into personally. I do snowboard, I used to skateboard and all that kind of stuff. I don't really do that so much anymore. I'm very old at this point. And a fall like that now, at the weight that I'm at now, is just wouldn't go well. So that's okay, it's nobody's fault. Maybe a little fault of mine for eating so much and often. What were we talking about? Location, right. So for me, it just doesn't make sense for the things that I like to do, road trips and other things like that. I have four-wheel drive and all that, and it's not as terrible as you may think it is, driving in Colorado in the middle of winter on the highway. But I have seen some serious accidents, especially when I was moving stuff back and forth from where I'm from and here. There was one night, I had just made it into the Colorado border. The wind was crazy and all of the roads were iced over. There were, I would say, maybe 14 or 15 semi-trucks all tipped over on their sides, and the road got shut off because the weather was so bad, and I got stuck in a parking lot of a motel that was full because they had shut off that highway. So it's stuff like that, that's not gonna happen to you if you just live in a house in the middle of a town and go to and from work, obviously. But stuff like that, it is something to consider. You may be an hour from Breckenridge, but an hour from Breckenridge when it's really bad weather turns into an hour and a half to 2 hours from Breckenridge. Because even though it is Colorado, people are very cautious, I'll say cautious, in the snow, which is a good thing, but it does tend to slow things down. And all of that leads me into my next topic. Number 4, the traffic. And I'm not necessarily talking about the quantity of traffic, although that is getting worse by the year. It does seem that more and more people are moving here, especially from California, because of the price difference in what you can get for a house out there versus here. And, it's pretty great here. It really is. Even though I'm leaving, I really do like it here. It's a fantastic place to live, but the traffic is horrendous. And like I said, it's not necessarily the quantity, it's the quality of the drivers here. A lot of people are imports, and I have heard this said about California and Florida and anywhere else that's sort of transplanty, but because I live in Colorado Springs, most people are not from here. And because of that, everybody just drives sort of in different ways. There's a lot of anger here, but there's mostly a lot of stupidity behind the wheel. And honestly, it's really scary how bad people are at driving in this state. Granted, I am from a small southern town. I was not used to the amount of traffic that's here. I don't necessarily have a problem with how much traffic there is, but people are so bad at driving It's really scary. But part of the reason people are so bad at driving is because of my next one. Number 5, the roads. Since I have been here, most of the roads have only gotten worse. Now, to be fair, around where I live, they are finally starting to fix some of the roads around here, but it's only gonna degrade back really quickly. And part of that is because of the weather. It's so cold and it snows so often and they have to sand so much. There are a lot of potholes. Some of the potholes around town will straight up flatten your tire, if not bend your rim. I have run into potholes that are literally this big, and you go into that thing not knowing it's there, your tire's done. Now, I'm not saying that this is the fact in all of Colorado. I live in Colorado Springs. I have spent a considerable amount of time in Denver. I'm just telling you from my experiences, the roads are horrendous. That's just the way it is. And finally, my last major reason. There are a lot more smaller, minor, personal reasons, but my last major reason that anyone might be concerned about is the altitude. The altitude is, I think we're almost 7,000 feet up here in the Springs, which, you know, it's pretty high up there, and you don't think it's gonna affect you nearly as much as it does when you get here. At least for me and the few people around me that I know, altitude sickness is a real thing. Now, just like anywhere else, you're gonna get used to it eventually. It took me a couple months to really feel sort of normal here again. And now when I go back down to sea level, I feel like I can taste the air because the humidity is very low, if not almost non-existent here. You're 7,000 feet up, so the heat is a lot more. Like when I first moved here, a lot of my tattoos had just been done. I could really feel how much closer I was, even though 7,000 feet doesn't feel like you're that much closer to the sun. You know, the heat is definitely manageable. So, you know, the altitude is just one of those things that you have to deal with when you move here. You either love it or you don't notice it, or you absolutely hate it. I am mostly on the not notice it now, but it is definitely a major factor on why I don't want to live here the rest of my life. Wow, I've gone on for quite a long time here. Those are my 6 reasons why I am leaving Colorado. Like I said, there are a few more personal, smaller reasons that I don't really want to go into. Now, I'm not telling you that Colorado is bad. Like I've said before a million times in my videos, especially those daily vlogs, I love it here. Despite the drivers, despite the weather, despite the altitude, I really do love it here. And there are a million reasons to stay. There are also a million reasons to go. So, you know, I'm just ready for a change, and there's no bigger change than your environment, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and all of the other nonsense YouTube stuff that people say, bell, sub, like, whatever else. Thank you guys for watching this. I will see you guys next time. Mike the Finder out. See ya.